Cal, something of an understatement to say it was an eventful game.
Yeah, a lot frustrating on our part. 2 points dropped. Talked a lot about the double header home games as a real opportunity to try and back up. Yes, it was a good result on Saturday, but maybe on the back of doing okay in recent games, a chance to go with back-to-back wins, and we've not done that. Performance, I think it's one of the first times you can really go. For spells we've struggled generally by having a lot of possession. Never thought we were up against it defensively, never felt we were in danger of conceding. We've been punished for a mistake in possession and a quick counter-attack, and then we've played against the side who, fair play to them, they've got bodies behind the ball, made it difficult, and we've relied on the late goal. So it's a real learning experience for all of us of we will get punished for mistakes. Teams will come here and get men behind the ball. Is that a reflection on we're doing something right and we're improving? Maybe. Maybe just would have liked a little bit more from not the home team, not the away team, but the other team that are involved in a game.
The lad took the goal well, in fairness to him, albeit a breakaway.
Yeah, great finish. I just think we've given the ball away really cheaply, whether it's a foul or not. Haven't quite protected the middle of the pitch, and we've been counted on, and however many seconds from losing possession, the ball's in our net. If that doesn't happen, the second half would have still been what the second half was. They would have been happy with their point. Credit to them, like I say, men behind the ball. Teams will do that, and it isn't as simple as play forwards, play diagonally. It's move the ball. I think the goal's a reflection on that. My frustration is that I don't think we turn the screw quite enough to generate chances. So you look there in the 92nd minute, and we're playing obviously the 98, despite the fact the referee told me they added to be double figures, but then only played 8, so I don't know what happened there. You get in a scenario where you're going, we aren't going to create chance after chance. You need to work one really good chance in those remaining 6 minutes. And we half did that. So my frustration is, you can see how aggressive we're being with our team selections. We've played our 2 centre forwards as centre forwards. At times we've had to tuck one in off the side. Really, since the first game at Oldham, we've played with 2 out and out centre forwards, 2 number 9s. That when you've got those on the pitch, you want to create chances for them, and it hasn't quite played out.
Great move for the goal. Coates down the right-hand flank. Murray, bump, bingo.
Yeah, good finish, good move for the goal. That's what we were trying to work. But teams maybe are going to come here and frustrate us. I've seen that in the FA Cup. We've seen Kettering come and do that for 45 minutes. You've seen Gloucester tonight do it for 98 and make the game disrupted and difficult. You can't complain about that because that's a way to play the game. We've got to find a way to master it. What I will say is I think we're improving at that. But we've put all our attacking players on. We've done everything we can to try and make it happen. For me, we've got to learn to win that game 1-0.
And 2 banks of 5 is always tough to play against, because that's basically what you're playing against.
It is, and look, maybe that's a reflection on some of the performances and what we've done. I watched their manager who talked around how well we've done to win 4-0 on Saturday, push Oldham as close as we did. And look, on that, I think it's probably the first time you've seen a little hangover from that physically. You could see that tonight, that maybe what you thought might happen on Saturday, that it sort of crept in. But teams are going to make it difficult for us here. I've got to look at that, really look at how we open those teams up. But like I say, when you've gone with 2 centre forwards at home, creative players, attacking players, full-backs flying, Coates involved in the game, bringing 2 attackers and a midfielder off the bench, sometimes it isn't Unite. My bit for our development and evolution as a group is we can't allow ourselves to be punished for those mistakes. We can't be that cheap in possession. But in the same way, look, I'm not one of those managers that talks about officials. I don't think we've had that conversation. I think the last time I really talked with criticism about match officials was the game on the opening day away at Alfreton, when the referee was tonight's referee.
Yeah, well, I won't ask you to comment on it, but there was one decision where Roberts was pushed, and I thought possibly some action should be taken here, and it wasn't. My comment.
Yeah, absolutely. Your comment, and you can choose whether I endorse that or not. My frustration is an away team have come and put an away performance and made it very, very difficult. A home side have done everything they can. Probably not been at our best, and I'm really, really clear about that. I'm never going to come out here and tell you we've played well when we haven't. But there are 3 teams involved in a game, and you expect a little bit more. You expect the right level of added time to be played. You expect when there's a clear push around the throat and a player hits the floor, you expect time wasting perhaps to be pulled up. And again, that's not a criticism of the away side. That is part and parcel of the game. Rightly or wrongly, we won't get into that debate. But like I said, I've only spoke to you as media generally about officials once, never at a home game. And it was on the opening day away at Alfreton. That referee refereed tonight's game.
We'll go on. One player that struck me tonight was Coates. I thought he was outstanding.
He's been brilliant for us, hasn't he? Look, I think he'll have better games than that as well. I think he was in a really good place prior to his injury. Ultimately, he's come out with an injury, come back in for the last 3 or 4 games, done really well. Gives us a real dynamic approach to that right-hand side. And the way we want to play, which is, like I say, we want to get centre forwards on the pitch. You can see what we're trying to do there. At times we've juggled Kurt one side, we've moved Cole, we've played one deeper. We've played them together now for 4 games on the bounce. You're going to rely on chances being created for them. We haven't quite done that. But Kieran, yeah, really pleased with subs that came off the bench. What I'm going to be really clear about, and maybe for my own development, is that we're going to have 6 or 7 games in the next 28 to 35 days. If we're going to get really emotionally rocked when things aren't great, and we're going to get too carried away when things are good, it's not going to be a particularly stable month or so, is it?
And you move on now, Boston, no tea party there.
No, we've got obviously Boston, Spennymoor, back-to-back aways, Saturday, Tuesday. Players have been brilliant with their commitment to the away fixtures, particularly those Tuesday to Saturdays, because people talk a lot about Saturday, Tuesdays. I've spoke before about how demanding it is. It's going to be a really tough run of fixtures with the travelling involved. I back this group. You've seen that they don't go down easy, and that is, I think, 1 defeat in the last 13 fixtures. Not enough wins in there. I'm under no illusions about that. But as a starting point in terms of the character that's required. So we are a team that could go and win at Boston and go and win at Spennymoor. But it's no good being a team that could. Let's be a team that do.
And one positive that's come out today as well, the team is one of the highlights of a TV BT Sport game early December, which is great for the club and great for this division as well.
Yeah, great for the division. I think that's important. I think there's a lot of talent here, a lot of big clubs now, and they deserve showcasing. From our point, really pleased for the club, really pleased for the supporters and everyone that we get the opportunity to showcase sort of what we do. Given that it's probably about 6 weeks away, I think we've got about 30 games between now and then. But my job will be to make sure that on the pitch we showcase ourselves in the best possible way. I know our supporters will do that in terms of getting there and be right behind us. And those that are at home, hopefully they enjoy the opportunity to see us on the television. But we've got to make sure the real focus, Boston, Spennymoor, and then the Bradford home game in 10 days' time.
Cal, thanks for talking to us.